Every October since 2011, Retro Movie Geek has brought you the spooky side of retro movies. And this year is no different. So join us in our perilous search through darkened and abandoned basements for some perhaps less talked about horror movies from the 1980s. But remember, we spoil the hell out of every movie we cover, so consider yourself forewarned. Spooky Flix Fest starts now.
I don't need to play the intro again, right? I think we'll.
No, please do. I want to hear it another. We're
going to know when it
15
starts.
times. Yeah.
Because welcome
You fell right into that, Jay.
Retro Movie Geek Spooky Flix Fest 2024. I am Gilman Joel. I'm joined as always by Pumpkinhead Peter.
Yes.
Diabolical Daryl, aka Big Willie.
Big Willie.
Big Willie style. He will
Wee
slap
Willie.
one of us at some point in this episode, I'm sure. And for this episode of Spooky Flix, this Halloween episode drops on Halloween, kids. The one, the only, Mr. Jason Grooms of Forgotten Flix fame and a bunch of other stuff that probably is way more important.
And I just slum around.
Yeah, it's okay.
We all do.
I watch movies. I might as well talk about them.
Why not? So, Jay, we are so happy to have you here. It honestly would not be a spooky. I know there's been Spooky Flix Fest in the past. Things come up, you can't do it, blah blah blah. But I'm so happy you are here for this one.
I've got a pretty good record. I'm like at 90% of the Spooky Flix Fest.
Yeah. Considering
it's one of my favorite things.
Considering some of us, who shall remain nameless, have OCD and can't let crap go since 2011. And make everyone do this like every damn year, and like we do way too many episodes. I'm not naming names, Peter, but
like a dog on a bone.
Did I do something?
No, actually, I was actually referring to myself, but it's
I know.
I can throw you under the bus while I'm doing it. So.
Sure, it has happened before.
Indeed it has. But we are here to talk about the Boogens from 1981, right, Peter? I forgot. Wait, we got to have our banner up first. Wait, welcome to Spooky Flix Fest. There it is.
Wow.
Very inconsistent with my banner. Yeah, there it is. All right.
Comic Sans for your entertainment.
Yes, indeed. Peter, do you have a VHS synopsis?
Yes. And this is super fun because it has very, very little to do with the movie.
Oh, that's the best. I love those the best.
Yep. In a small town near Denver, two young men begin to explore a long-abandoned old mine recently reopened by a group of miners. See you already there, kids. When one of the men is discovered missing, his friends begin a search that leads them to horrifying consequences. See, and with the second sentence, they are all unaware of the evil that has been unleashed, and soon, one by one, the townspeople are snatched up by a monster that no one has yet to see. Suddenly, the grisly truth is revealed, and the young couple is forced to confront the unknown in order to save their lives and the entire town.
Yeah, it's weird. That one's really weird because it's sort of kind is in the ballpark of what happens.
It's in the ballpark, one of the corners of the ballpark.
I mean, there's miners. That's true. They are opening up
There's a town.
There's a town. There's people in the town. People from the town presumably die.
That does wrote the synopsis before they filmed the movie. Like someone just seeing the script. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, that's probably exactly what happened. So the Boogens, I think the most important question that we all have is we'll start with our beloved guest, J Dog. When did you first see the Boogens?
It was way back in 2024. Yeah, last night. I had never seen it.
Really?
I had never seen it, and I was excited. And so I even read the synopsis before, thinking, "All right, I'll get an idea. I want to see what it's like. I'm excited." And I remember reading like razor sharp
synopsis.
And I thought, I feel kind of cheated. There were no razor sharp tentacles.
Well, there were tentacles.
There were.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes, there were. All right, so Daryl, what about you? When did you first see?
I've never
Boogens?
heard of it. I've never seen it before. In fact, I didn't watch it today. I don't even know what you're talking about.
That sounds about right.
I don't know.
Peter,
Yes.
when did you first see the Boogens?
Oh my God! When did it first air? Yesterday is when I watched it the first time.
I swear, what's hilarious, Jay, in every single movie this go round, I think all of us, these have been first views, right? For all of us?
Really?
So far,
Yeah, so far.
Yeah, they did
That's
a great
pretty good.
job. Yeah,
Yeah.
great job
Yeah.
with this.
Yeah.
Good pick.
because even though this is the last of Spooky Flix Fest, we still have
Yeah, we have one more that we have to record
record.
that'll come out
Yeah.
before this one. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
But-
penultimate, because we've learned that word.
Yeah, penultimate. You're using it correctly. Good job. It doesn't mean the ultimate.
No. It means
Next
the one
to the
before the
ultimate.
ultimate.
Yeah. If you really think about it, it's a stupid word.
It is.
Why call penultimate? If you're gonna put ultimate in there, people are gonna immediately assume it's something big. Oh, it's the ultimate. No, it's not.
No.
But
The anti-ultimate.
Yeah,
The
ultimate
anti-ultimate,
before.
yeah.
No, so most of the movie, and the worst is, this one I actually watched online because I learned that Kino Lorber has released it. I'm gonna pick it up, but all of the other movies I do have, but haven't seen.
Okay.
So that's weird. That's weird.
Right.
A little weird.
Yeah.
So I also saw it for the first time about a week and a half ago, or whenever it was I watched it. It's been a minute. So I had always heard of this movie. I remember the poster video box of this movie. My wife and I recently rewatched all of the
Hey,
1980s Newhart show, and it's
Oh my
hilarious. Well, and the reason why I bring it up is because hilariously, the Michael Peter Scolari character brings this movie up like in 3 different episodes. And yeah, he's like, hey, Cupcake, want to go watch the Boogens? I was like, I don't know if it was like some inside
name.
joke. Yeah, it's the
It's the
Boogens.
name.
Yeah, so I
Mhm.
don't know if it was like it's around the time, right, that the movie had come out. So I always figured it was some inside joke that Peter Scolari thought it was so like goofy or whatever. He wanted this character to love it. I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't want to give anything away just yet, but let's just say this may, up until a point, have been my favorite movie we've covered so far.
What?
For Spooky, I know.
And
I
you know what the funny part is? He says this on every episode. This is
I know,
my
right?
favorite movie we've covered so far, because you said that last time too.
Well, Alone in the Dark, though, I really did dig a lot about it. But
Did you?
Yeah, but there's things about, like, honestly, if I'm just gonna be honest, all cards on the table, the biggest problem with this movie, if the monster had actually looked halfway decent, this would have been at least a fun creature. But it's
What was wrong with it?
the creature looks like Gamera's like rejected offspring with
Yes, a
little bit.
tentacles.
The
Oh,
one
boy.
that mom and dad looked locked in the basement for 10
Yeah,
years.
it's
and
like
nobody...
all they had to do was not give it big, cute eyes. Like, I don't get what the design logic was, or
Oh.
don't show it. Don't show it. That would
Yeah,
actually be
This
better.
is a low
Just
budget
don't
movie
show it.
with Dory Doro in it.
Okay.
Well,
Who's
you
that?
can only throw rubber tentacles
Look
at
at
people for so long in a movie before you have to show like.
Have you
a
seen
face or
hentai
mouth,
movies?
right?
Wait, sorry.
Yeah, I know. I've not seen Sentai movies. I know what they are. It's a hentai or
Hentai.
Sentai?
Hentai.
See, I don't even know how to say it. There we go. There you go.
Wow.
Tentacle porn.
Yeah, I know what it is. All right. So the Boogens. I love
James
the.
L.
I
Conway.
do love the poster. The poster.
It is a cool poster.
Why is
Yeah,
it called the Boogens again?
Yeah, what does that mean?
I think it's supposed to be like the Willies. Or
Yeah,
it's what the
yeah.
locals named
Yeah.
these creatures. I
But
guess.
I read in the apparently no minors has ever said that, so that's made up for the
Exactly.
movie. But it's a weird title. You think it's the creatures, the Boogens, but no, I don't.
You
know.
don't
It's
say
it. It's a
they don't
title
say
that
it.
sticks. Nope.
I
We
swear
have
at
the
one point
Boogens.
I thought I heard a voice like,
Was it the old man? Doesn't the old man say something about Boogens or something? I thought
oh,
he did.
maybe.
Oh, the
I
creepy
don't
old man. that
remember.
sneaks
But
around
literally,
all
if
the
he
time?
does, he says it like one time. Yeah, like
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And we got to talk about that creepy old man because that was like the whole movie. I thought he was the one that like survived and experienced it so that he could warn people in the
except
future.
when you do the math, there he would be like 98.
Well, she said it was his dad.
Yes,
And I
his
was
dad.
like,
Yeah.
Is
Yes.
it really going to be that crazy? Just
Yeah, apparently so.
Sure.
Apparently so.
Yeah.
Sure.
So So I will say we'll go into like the cast, the crew, and all that stuff. So the director was James L. Conway. I don't want to forget that.
He actually married one of the one who plays Trish, Jessica Bowling.
Oh, which okay,
Oh,
the
in real
main
life? Oh.
the main girl. Is that your talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
They married before the movie was. They met during the shoot, and they married before it was over. And they were actually married until she passed away fairly recently. They were
Yeah,
married
she
all-
did.
I know that was
Yeah.
so sad. I
Yeah.
liked her.
Yeah, I did too. She
Yeah.
was also in a movie called The Silent Scream. I saw not
Yep.
long ago. That's actually really kind of it's not great, but it's a fun
And
early slasher kind of film.
she was also on Soap. Remember that TV show?
I do.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
She was great.
Yep.
Yep. And
early
I have
early
it on
Billy
myself.
Crystal.
Yeah.
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 If I'm not mistaken, I believe her, the one that's on screen right now. For those that are just listening, be sure you go watch the video version of this episode over on Mom and Pop Video Shop. Trying to get in the habit of doing that. All right, so
Mhm.
that I believe is actually Michael Crichton's.
Yeah,
ex-wife.
and Marie Martin. That's what I said. Dory
She wrote Twister with him, the movie.
Yes.
What?
So yeah. I think it's like the only thing she wrote. But hey, you know what? I like Twister. I don't care.
Take that.
Judge me
So
if you
do I.
will.
We
All right.
talked about this not long ago.
You mean
And
the
she
new
was
one?
like
the
I
good
said,
one,
she was
right?
Dory DeRoe. Remember the show Sledgehammer
That's right.
Yes.
She's on the, yes.
No.
with the
Shot
big with the big 44 Magnum? Trust me,
Yes.
I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
don't
she
think
played
I
Dory
knew that.
DeRoe on it. So
Oh, okay. See, we were referencing characters. Oh, hold on. We don't want to give away this too soon.
Oh.
what's wrong with that?
Dude,
See?
it looks ridiculous. Like, and look, I'm a guy who's got a literal munchie behind him. So I know there's a part of me that appreciates it. It's just the whole movie, even though the so we'll get into the specifics about the movie in a second, but the problem with the creature at the end of the day is it's so I think
Scary, right?
totally terrifying.
Actually,
the sound it makes, honestly,
there you
is
go.
kind of
I was
freaky.
just getting into that. That is terrifying.
The sound it makes it does not fit the creature at all.
No,
though.
but probably that's why it has that sound, because the creature itself knows, you know what? It looks in the mirror. I really look
all
ridiculous.
bark
I
and
need,
no bite.
yeah, that's the one to go with. So probably it's
Yeah. So you mentioned Rebecca Balding. She was Trish. Unfortunately,
Yes.
R.I.P. She passed away not long ago. Fred McCarran was Mark, her, I guess, aspiring suiter. Well, I guess, although to be, what am I saying? Actually, I guess he technically, let's just say they get a little
he
freaky
did
down by
get
the fire.
a little nookie before the tiger kind of interrupted them.
Yes,
Poor
which, by the way,
dog.
I totally called that before it happened. It's when the POV shot, I said, I bet it's a dog. I
Yep.
bet it's the dog. Anne Marie Martin, that's the, did she and Michael Crichton, were she with him till he passed away, or were they get divorced? I
No,
think
they got a divorce.
Okay,
Mike Crichton was married a couple
Yeah,
of
you
times.
can't stay married to women.
the Daryl Taylor.
Says the
school.
single guy.
Yeah. Let's see here. We got now Jeff Harlan. He was the Roger guy. He was the guy that ends up getting ganked in the garage, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Yeah. He was the boyfriend.
Yes.
Which
The
no one
boyfriend.
seemed to care
Yes.
much about.
No.
Yeah, he
no.
hadn't had something for what was it, 12 days? So he was
That's right. Yeah.
really
With the break.
horny.
I actually did love that it's just very much like some of the dialogue stuff was very much like a teenager focused horror flick. But yeah, these are all people like presumably in their mid to late 20s, at least the mid to late 20s.
Yeah.
But I love the part where have kids with that son of a bitch.
Yeah. Can you imagine him as a father?
He only wanted to.
None of these other people were familiar to me, and maybe I'm just not.
Well,
thinking-
they've been in a ton of stuff. So Men
but
Flory
was
was
he
actually
in
Men
this
Flory. The guy, see, and I'm pointing. You can't see me pointing to what
No,
I'm
I
pointing
can't.
at. Men Flory, who played Dan Estroff, one of the older guys.
the minor.
Yeah, the one.
Yeah, one of them. Yeah, he's actually a musician. So this
hip hop, right? He was
gig.
good at hip. He did
He
a lot
was,
of hip hop.
yes.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So master.
Yeah, it was a tight cast. It was small.
I actually like the cast, and it's
Yeah.
not a bad
Yeah.
cast. I mean, they're not bad actors either. It's well acted. Even the friggin' dog is a even though
And I
they
will
like
say-
two dogs, but
I will say this. I will say this too.
Mm.
I thought that there was humor in this that actually kind of worked at times. Like, sometimes these movies they do dumb jokes and they're like, okay, but there was actually some moments of like I actually gave like a marginal crap about the people before they died.
Yeah,
like when
really?
it starts off, I kind of did. So for me, that actually means something. So I actually kind of
Daryl was
want to
sad
care.
about the dog.
I was only upset.
Oh no, I was upset
Anyway.
too. Like when the dogs are, well, spoiler alert. And that, by the way, in case anyone doesn't know and weren't listening to the intro, we spoil the hell out of our movie cover. So here we go. The dog's death, honestly, like because he didn't die early on, we didn't actually see anything. Like you thought maybe
He was
gonna.
smart. He hid.
Can we call him by his name? His name is Tiger.
That's
all
right.
right.
Exactly.
R.I.P.
Right.
Tiger. That's
Put
right.
respect on
I
Tiger.
have a name, you know.
Yeah, I will put the respect on Tiger's name.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I will say he was a smart dog.
Rip Tiger.
Best character in the movie.
I think he's still
He
alive.
was really cool. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
He
so
lasted.
Yeah,
he
did
lasted 1 hour and 12 minutes into a 1 hour and 35-minute movie. So I
Well,
mean,
and that's the other thing about this movie. It does not overstay its welcome. This is not
Yeah.
one of those like pushing
Well,
2
if his
hours.
doggy mom was a good doggy mom, she would have opened the door to see what was wrong, and maybe they both would have been alive today.
You know, I
Oh,
kind
she
of like the part where the cop is there with the sheriff, and he lets the dog out, and he's like, "Oh, I'll go after it," and all of them in unison says, "No."
No.
yeah.
I hated all of them. I'm like, how are you letting this dog run
Well, and
around?
When they pulled over at one point in the beginning and he
Yeah.
runs out of the
Mhm.
car,
It just takes out the
one
wood.
lady's just like, let's just leave.
Yeah.
Yep.
She just says, let's just
And then-
leave him.
And then she says this
knew.
happens all the time, and I'm like, that's why you get a leash.
No, actually, it did what our old dog did, or my dad's old dog did, because he was out hunting and the dog took off, and he could hear it yapping, chasing something, and he was way off.
And in
fucking
classic horror
dog.
movie style, he hears the, and then nothing.
Nope. He just stopped completely, because it was a hunting dog, so it lost track or the scent or something. And Dad was standing there thinking, "You fucking dog, we're miles from
What
home."
cracks me up is Peter set that whole story up and negates he buries the lead that it was a freaking hunting dog, which
Exactly.
you're supposed to let run ahead. That's like the whole
Yeah,
funny
they
dog.
come back, don't they?
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
whole
they're hunting
play.
dogs.
They did,
They're
because
like
he hadn't really trained it for anything like hunting or anything.
Tiger's
like
a
that, so-
poodle. Tiger's
No,
a
it's
freaking
not.
poodle.
It's a Bichon free.
Was it? Oh, it's a
Bichon or something, whatever the hell it's
Frise?
called. Yeah, something like that.
Manicured
Anyway,
hair.
My
Yeah.
dad said, "You know what? I'll get
You see that
food."
lazy dog right there?
Yeah,
I'm not letting
That's
him
what
run
they
out
do.
in the street.
but he's
How
not a
about that?
hunting dog either.
No.
Okay, this was up in the woods. Okay, so
But he-
after a while, Dad was just standing there thinking, "You know what? Fuck this dog. I'm going home."
Oh wow.
So he was standing by the road, waiting for a car to pass. Lit a cigarette, looked down, and the fucking dog was by his foot.
Yes, Peter, because I restate, it's a hunting dog.
Yeah.
That's what
Well,
they do.
this dog kind of was like one of a kind. So
Okay.
One of a kind.
I'm saying
Well,
he-
Tiger was a boss because he survived like everything. And then
Tiger
he
did
set it
really
up like
good.
he was gonna
He
die.
tried to warn them
Yes.
multiple times.
Yes.
I like how he was wandering around in that little cabin, like looking and like, okay, there's something wrong here. And then at one point, he runs into one of the cabinets and hides.
Yeah, because he was
Yeah.
smart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know it's stupid to say, but honestly, as actor dogs go, he
It
really
a
was.
good one.
It was
Yeah.
a well-trained dog. Like, he did
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
It's believable. Yeah.
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 All right, so Jay, I know you have notes.
Lead us through them. my friend.
So let us hear your
Do it.
your kind and gentle thoughts about
Do it.
the Boogens.
Rebecca
It was
Balding's
a
only
fun.
movie.
It was fun. It was like you said. It was tight. It didn't overstay its welcome. I liked some of the camera work and some of the work the DP did with like following ground level stuff. But I felt like some of the camera work was a little. It almost lied to you about whether or not there was a creature there. So anytime you have something on the ground, the camera, and the camera is going through a trail or it's looking. You have to assume that what they're saying is you're in the place of something.
Sure.
Right?
POV.
And-
Yeah.
You don't know what it is because you're only seeing what it sees. There were a couple times when it wasn't anything, or like someone would walk right where it had been, and they kind of didn't really explain what was going on.
It's like they were cheating. They were cheating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fake
a little
it.
added in, or they cut some
Bastards.
scene that would have explained it a little more. But one of the biggest things I took away from this is growing up in Florida, and you'll relate to this. We never had basements, so anytime
really,
I went to any house anywhere north that had basements, I never went in them.
Nope.
They all just seem to like wander down in the dark.
Basements terrify me.
And on that point, why are the
basement.
lighting always
No.
shit in those basements?
Right.
I've never been into a basement like that.
Daryl, if I lived in your house, I would never go in your basement. Like I would never. Never
I
mind.
mean, it's where my washing machine.
Wait,
is. I gotta go down.
you go down there by yourself to do your wash.
Yes, I
Is
don't
it-
even
well,
take my dog down.
Does it have one of
there.
those little lights you have to like pull the
Chains.
string?
Actually, we did. It has a switch now in the laundry room, but it used to be one of those. Where you had to,
Why?
What?
You need to press a button and then fluorescent lighting and like
Jay, all these guys talk about is how scared they are of alligators. Give me alligators all day long.
No.
Before I go down before I go to
all day.
Yeah, because they won't mess with you unless you're dumb and fed them. They don't mess with you. They'll leave you alone.
Yeah,
Basements, I don't know who or what is in that thing in the dark. No. Did you
No.
see Barbarian? Have you seen Barbarian, Jay? Have you seen Barbarian yet? It came out 2022. If you have not, Justin Long is in it. Oh, dude, you and Skarsgård, the guy who played Pennywise.
Oh yeah, I love him. Yeah. Okay.
Dude, you
Sweet
got to
dude.
go. It's got
All right.
basement stuff in it, dude. It is so good. You will love it. You will love it. It's great.
No, because then I
well,
won't go to
addicts
my
are better.
basement.
What's that?
I said I don't want to go see that because then I'll be scared of my
You
basement.
will go in your basement.
He'll never have clean clothes.
Yeah,
Nobody wants to go to your Daryl. You just
I go to work smell
So
like
addicts
ass.
are better.
I don't want that.
Well,
Dark,
whoever had
dusty
this
addicts?
basement did a shit job of boarding up that hole. It looked
yeah,
like
Yes.
I know. I
Yeah.
love
two
that.
boards.
Yeah,
all
keeping
the
them out.
gaps in between, right?
Yeah.
Let's keep the monster out.
To answer Peter, are addicts better? It depends is the correct answer.
See,
Addicts where you go up into them and they're like almost like big rooms, and then people like the Black Christmas attic. No, bro, I'm not about
It
that.
depends if you're storing like 100-year-old toys up there.
Versus like Christmas decorations.
I don't
and
even
Halloween
know
decorations.
what's in my attic. I do have a small attic, and I'm not going up there.
See,
I've
here
been-
in Florida, a lot of
been
the
there since we were
houses,
a
the
kid.
attics are more like just glorified. What would you call them, like Jay, like crawl spaces?
crawl
They're-
space.
Yes,
it's just
that's
for- you
exactly
know, like
what it
like
was.
like an air like your air
Yeah.
conditioner guy or somebody needs to get up there, or
I'm not
Oh,
going
it's
up
you
there.
never see him again.
yeah, you can't. Yeah, you can't
Exactly.
really stand up in them or anything. They're not really addicts. Yeah. it's
Listen,
not-
I can't stand up. Basically,
Well, you can't stand up in people's
you
houses.
can barely stand up in a house.
No,
Yeah. What are we talking
exactly.
about?
I wheel myself
He,
around.
sta-
and
he
like-
stands up outside at night and he scrapes his forehead on the moon.
Exactly.
every fucking episode.
I'm just saying.
I mean, look, the truth is the truth,
it is.
Peter.
It is.
Oh,
I mean,
see, that's the. I need to jam this in harder now.
Oh, you need to move that to your back. He needs to go to like a back one. Yeah. All right, so Jay, what else you got? Let's. So far,
So-
you've not convinced me, Jay.
All
why
right,
this
all right.
isn't Great.
So it's kind of when they were in the mines, right?
Yes,
the
yes.
mines.
Yes.
They did. Why were they even there? Like, what was going on with that?
They were opening them up.
to
They
do
were open.
stuff. They're going to
They
do
were open,
stuff.
and then they get down there, and there's a pile of bones, and one of them
Yeah.
picks up a skull,
Clean,
a clean,
too.
clean bleach white skull, and says,
Yes.
"This looks human."
Yeah, I know. I love that. I loved it.
You
I was
think?
like, you think so? Do you? It's not. It's not
know.
canine. It's not.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well,
But
they
then there's
actually
the
like.
pile, and they almost did like a Ghostbusters, like no human stacks bones this way. I mean, it was like
yeah.
if they died
Well,
down
yeah,
here,
the
they
best-
wouldn't all be in a pile.
The
But
best
they
part
do
is-
address
yeah,
that later on. They
yeah,
do address that
yeah,
later
they do.
on.
But that's my point. To Jay's point, they don't address it right off the bat. Like
No.
you
No.
think you see a pile of bones, like an animal put them there. I'd at least say there's a bear. I think there's something going on. They
Or
go-
all of
by
the
way-
miners had an orgy and died at the
They all
same
piled
time.
on
They
each
just
other.
died
Yeah,
around
yeah,
the pile.
exactly. It was like
Not
it was
only
like-
that, but they took their gloves off to touch something that they don't even know
Yep.
what the fuck.
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
What is the sense
It
of
was.
that? What was that?
I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. But I will say that I feel like if I found a pile of bones, I would assume bear, and then I would have put two and two together. This is a bear that eats people. I need to leave now.
And I'm where it takes its food. Because
Exactly.
clearly there's its trash can.
I'm like Smash. I just showed up.
There's even a pool of water where it washes its food. So
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
You know
love
what we should light dynamite.
Yeah,
Yeah,
light
sure.
dynamite, attract whatever it is here. I also, by the way, I don't care if I love you guys all dearly. If I saw your bodies floating in that water in that cave next to, I'm like, bro, you're probably already dead.
I I would be mad if you did. I'd be mad
like,
if you did.
I wouldn't expect any of you to wade into that coming after me. I just would be like,
so
I'd be a ghost.
This might be Peter. Screw that.
That's Peter.
Exactly. I'd be saying, you idiot. Why would you go get my body?
But he was floating on this pond in the cave on the side. And instead of him saying, you know what? Let me walk around the pond.
That's what I was saying.
What's happening? He's like, let me check.
Good
Gets
point.
in the water like
In the winter time.
Across.
In
the winter time.
By the way, this is shot in and around Park City, Utah. So you know that shit was cold.
It was cold.
Yeah.
You know what?
Oh,
Again,
it was
I know
cold.
I've said this before. I love a movie set during the winter time and the snow.
Yeah, it's great.
There's something about it. And
totally.
if there's blood on the snow, even better.
Yes.
It's really, it's a good look.
And in this one,
it's
since it was
really
shot
cozy. As a resident, as the Floridians here, I think we can vouch, Jay. Like I don't, because we don't really get.
Hang on.
Snow. So it's well, you where you're at now, you're not getting.
Look what the
San
dead
Diego doesn't get a lot of snow. No,
Don't you guys get snow? Do you guys ever see snow in real life?
I don't think so. No.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. No. Okay. I feel like they have something to say about this, but I find it cozy. Is all I'm saying.
And in this, you actually see because the breath you can see that it's cold. Yeah,
and they shot it in Utah. Like that was real.
Yeah.
It was not
January and February, I think.
Yeah.
So it was.
But she said something that struck me weird. Like the reason she was there, someone was asking her about like why she was there. I think it was Trish, and she's like, I wrote this down. I just got a job at the Denver Post.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I moved up here to Pennsylvania.
She said that.
Wait, what?
Exactly.
She said that. I don't remember who said. I remember the Denver Post line, but maybe I tuned out because I don't remember.
Because someone else referenced Pennsylvania again later. It was strange, so I didn't know
the name of maybe like
could
could there be like a community in that area called Pennsylvania, Utah, or something? There are those weird things. But then again, I feel like if I'm writing that script, I'm intentionally changing the name because everybody's going to be like, "What?"
I mean, they could have asked somebody, but no one wanted to talk to them.
No,
that's true. That's true. Yeah, I love when they roll up into town and the one lady like just stares at him while she's staring her.
We do that in New York. We hate when tourists want to be like, they're so nice here. Hello, you stranger.
Well, the best part is they always
I walked up to everybody.
These movies, they always like to depict like any of these small communities, whatever. They always want to make it like everybody's so standoffish. When the irony is they're probably very like, hey, y'all need help? Versus New York, where they're like,
I don't know though.
What do you want?
Like that all the time. I don't know. I don't know.
To me, it's a setup to make you feel like everyone there is in the know, right? Everyone there knows something bad has happened. Yeah. But none of them knew. Like, why are you still there?
Yeah.
Yeah. This was the no in this town I've ever seen. Like, what was the point?
You didn't really see a lot of people because
there was no suspense on it with it either.
No, there really wasn't. So if memory serves, correct me if I'm wrong, Jay, you got the notes. In 1912, there was some kind of mining accident. That's what they set up, right? Yeah. It's 1981 when this movie comes out. So I assume it's 1980. It's about 70 years. They make a comment. It's been about 70 years, right?
Yeah.
And so, there's this old creepy man who, by the way, the only one who thought it was John, the director, and sometimes actor John Huston, because there's like when he shows up, I was like, is that John Huston in this movie? But no, it turns out
the long gray.
He had that vibe. But then we find out that because I was trying to do the math, I'm like, okay, that guy looks like he could be made. He's late 70s. He would have been like 10 when the mining accident happened, maybe. Why is he acting like? And it turns out he's the son of the only guy who survived.
I didn't do math. I totally didn't.
Yeah, he was the son of the only guy who survived that he institutionalized because of what he was claiming he saw back in he saw the Boogens.
Because of what he's claiming his dad saw. He absorbed that PTSD.
Well, his dad was taken from him at a young age, and he just assumed that his. I'm really
but you know what? It didn't even click for me that was the case. It makes no goddamn sense then. If why would he flip out on the stand?
I have no idea.
Right?
If he never saw it.
The worst part is all they had to do was say back in 1938 there was a mine cave-in because people were mining in 1938, and then suddenly this guy could have been one of the miners who lived.
That's right.
Or he was a
Oh, yeah.
kid with his friends that went exploring a cave and like something like that.
Something.
Connected into it
Yeah.
directly. Yeah.
Something.
Yeah, I
Feel
saw,
on
had he been a kid who saw the
Well,
last
favorite
miner
words.
get out and saw like the thing happen, like he saw that, he was there. At least that makes sense why it would have traumatized
You're
him to that
not
degree.
flipping out because your dad got
Daddy, yeah.
something
Yeah.
in a
Yeah.
Like I remember my dad telling me a story about one time he followed an ambulance to a train accident. And it involved, I'll just say it involved a motorcycle. It was not, and
I've
he
been to that.
and he described it in relatively heavy detail.
right.
And it was a horrifying story.
But you didn't
but
flip
I go,
out when you
stay
saw
away
it.
from them train tracks, son.
Yeah.
Especially on the motorcycle. You don't know what's
The
out there.
motorcycle.
I know because my daddy
Listen.
told me.
My
Well,
uncle
especially
told me.
someone
My
might
uncle
think it's
told me
crazy.
stories about
Yeah.
bad marriages. I still got married, right? Unless you experience it, you don't know.
Oh
It
my
is.
god. Anyway, what were you gonna say, Jay?
No, it's just, especially in horror movies, it's important for characters to have motivation for the way they're acting, right? Some
Right.
believable,
It helps. It
some
helps.
believable motivation. That's why a monster, they spend so much time trying to build up whoever the bad guy or monster is, that the motivation is there from some terrible thing or some event. And this guy, by the end, it was like when he actually tells them who he is, which is at the end, all the way at the end.
It's
I
like,
was like,
what?
what? Is his son?
They should have made it through the eyes of the Boogens or the creatures. We were caved in. They blew up the mountain. We couldn't get out. We're hungry.
I don't think we needed that.
Yeah, I don't need
I
that.
think
talk.
Somehow that those two boards were holding them back from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
There was
I
a
got
mine shaft in the basement.
I
Why
honestly,
was it
okay,
there?
so here's the flaw. I'm assuming that the idea was whenever the initial cave-in or whatever happened, that they were trapped within a specific area, so they couldn't get down these like side tunnels. But to your point, how would you know? Like, unless they were like contained within, like the geography of the place is not set up appropriately to where you
And
can even make
apparently tunnels went into town into
everybody's
basically
house.
every
Why
house.
that?
Yeah.
Why that? What is that?
Smorgasbord.
No, but these were human built. They had wood frames. This isn't
you're
like
right. No, you're
Yeah,
right.
they
a
were built.
borehole that the monster could have made. Why do you have a mine shaft in your basement?
Yeah. So that at the end of the movie, your main characters can escape through them
Right.
and end up back without having to have them go all the way around. Yeah.
And that was probably the one thing in the synopsis that was like for a second true, where it says they decide to go into the mine or go into face danger. They kind of did, but that was really their only option. So it was like they're escaping that way, but
yeah.
It was a fun ride, but it took way too long to get to it. Like it was so many shots of trying to set up tension or the dog, tiger situations or like looking through the dark. It was an hour and 20 minutes into an hour and 30-minute movie before you really got some action. You got like 2 quick kills, which are hilarious because they really do look like someone else with a rubber tentacle was just like, and then blood.
Yeah. So I do you have any other notes? Because I kind of want to jump to
negativity.
No, go ahead. I got plenty.
Okay, you got plenty of notes. Okay,
I got plenty in. Yeah.
Okay, so I do want to say I don't know. I'm assuming because I know Peter, you mentioned
That's
the
what he
the Boogens was never used by miners to describe the fear some would experience.
No, I think so. Hang on, I wrote.
But it is apparently supposed to be like, I guess, like a connected to the word boogeyman was the argument.
Well, I think they wanted to name the movie Boogeyman.
But why? They're not men. They're not even
but I don't know. But
it
then
makes
the
sense.
Boogeyman came out in, what was that, 1980?
Yes, I think.
Yeah,
so.
but it wouldn't fit.
But it doesn't make any sense. It's
Let's see. The Boogens isn't an actual term once used by miners to describe the fear some would experience while spending too much time in deep mines, as mentioned in the film. In fact, it was a word fabricated by screenwriter David O'Malley, using the word boogeyman as its root.
Fair enough.
Boogie Monster would sound like a disco dance movie.
Yeah, Boogie Monster.
They needed a Native American old man to come in and tell this long story about how
they borderline had it with the old man. They should have. Here's the other thing. He's basically the doom sayer, like from Friday the 13th. You're doomed if you go down there.
But he's never seen them.
Fair enough. Yes. Exactly. What are you scared of? Exactly. So
Yeah.
I do want to address the climax of this movie was filmed in a real mine, which is amazing to me because straight up there was moments where the mine reminded me. Remember the Brady Bunch episode where they go to Hawaii?
Oh
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
incredible episode.
And they're in the mines and they're obviously like these handmade mines.
Paper mache rock.
Yes,
Yeah.
this kind of looks
We've all
like
seen
that.
them.
Yeah.
Well,
So I just feel like it's amazing that they're claiming that this was actually shot in a real mine.
I
Maybe
did
not.
like how they ran, how the camera followed them when they ran through the
Yeah.
woods.
Like,
I think that was the scene shot in the real mine. Basically, I think that because the whole
and that was a long tunnel too. Like they were moving.
well, mining tunnels usually are. So
You don't know.
So regarding the sound, I will say I thought the thing did sound creepy. Like the way that weird
the sound
sound.
Yeah.
Sure.
So
The sound was good.
according to IMDb, to create the roar of the monster, sound supervisor Jeffrey L. Sandler asked his son Robert Sandler to come up with something scary. Which I love the idea that you're like, "Hey son, I am kicking back with a beer and the paper. Come up with something for this movie."
Yeah,
I'm working on."
I actually found an
job.
article. I found an
Do my
article
job.
that the son wrote that responded to and described because he worked. He went into working.
But he was like a kid, right? He was only like 11 years old or
Yeah.
something. Yeah. So did the monsters roar was a dog and a cat fight, played backward and slowed down. To test its effectiveness,
super scary.
Yeah, to test its effectiveness, speakers were set up at the ends of 4 long hallways at Glen Sound in Burbank, California, with the lights out. Jeffrey Robert played the effect, and they were both too scared to walk down the hall alone to turn the lights back on. That's good. Like you got
Good
something
time.
when.
Yeah.
Now here's the only catch. The only catch to that is
Oh,
that's
here
the
comes the
sound it
photo.
makes,
Here comes the photo.
and then we
Show the
get.
angry Muppet.
There we go.
And then
the angry Muppet.
yes, it is. You know what it reminds you of? There's
There
a
you go.
spider Muppet that I can't remember which Muppet movie it's in. Maybe is it the Christmas Carol one? There's a spider.
They all look the same.
Daryl would know.
Daryl,
They all
don't you
look
hate
the
on
same.
Muppets, Daryl?
They
It
all
looks like
look
something
the
out of
same.
Oh,
Fraggle Rock.
Yes.
It looks like a Muppet out of they would start singing a song in a
Yeah.
minute.
Down to
All
Fraggle
of
Rock.
them.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like a turtle spider thingy. And where does the tentacles
Looks like
Looks like it's
Kermit.
smiling.
Yeah.
It looks like
Kermit.
it's smiling at you.
Looks like Miss Piggy.
It has huge eyes. Look, first off, design.
Gonzo.
Creature design 101. Not that I'm like some expert on this, but I feel like if you give something big, soulful eyes, you're kind of asking for people to go, "Oh," you know what I mean? And like that's what
Well,
we
to
want.
be honest, I did not go, oh.
Yeah, I
No,
didn't
but
go
it's
that
like
way.
it doesn't look. It looks cuter than it looks.
I
scary.
laughed.
Yeah.
Yes. I can see in the design though, maybe they were going for because it's a cave monster, it needed like
Oh,
big
it needs
eyes
big
to
eyes,
see.
yeah.
But
Or
I
would
would
it
have
be-
gone the opposite route and done like no
Made it
eyes,
blind.
right?
Yeah, made it
Yeah,
blind.
yeah.
Yeah, because like remember the Descent, that awesome movie with the women going into the cave and the
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, that's scary.
yeah,
That
but
was scary.
but those creatures they're blind because if
Right.
you lived underground long enough, you just don't even need your eyes anymore. So
Right.
you go away from it. So that would have been so much better. So much better. Plus, by the way, you'll also be shocked to learn in the trivia, they said that only one creature was made
Yeah, not
for
enough.
the movie.
Not enough moolah for
But it
those.
was only one creature in existence for the
Nope.
town.
There's supposed to
Wait a
be. There are several.
Yeah, I thought there was
Yeah, but
supposed
if
to be
there
more
was,
than
Yeah,
one.
there was several.
that's the other thing that was weird because if there was several, you
Yeah.
think there'd be more murders.
Yeah,
Right.
you think.
Like, why is it just after them? Are they
Right.
the only ones with
Well,
the
yeah,
mind? in the basement?
and if you go by the synopsis I read from the back of the VHS, apparently many townspeople were killed, which
Many
we didn't see
townspeople.
any.
That is not
No.
what they said.
No, that's not the movie.
And the miners seemed clueless, like the older guys coming in.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah, we just gonna open. What was
sheriff
why was they
didn't-
opening the
They
mine?
got it. Miss
yeah,
it.
sheriff didn't seem weird.
Except for the one, the house, except for the lady of the house. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Because the movie opens up with your
Oh,
classic
yeah.
sort of like pre-kill, like set the tone of the movie,
Yeah.
where the woman goes to the house on. So that's the other thing is they're not
Okay,
real
maybe
clear on what's happening. What
Yeah,
were you saying?
let's kind of explain because these two guys got a job because they were working the new mine, and their
Mhm.
girlfriends were coming up there to
No, one girlfriend. The other
one
one
girlfriend, and the other
That's
just
right, it's
yeah,
invited
the other
along,
one become a girlfriend, but they were kind of like up there to give the guys action, basically.
Is that what you call it? Is that what you're
I
saying?
could say something else that starts with an F, but we'll
Oh,
just
wow.
It was
keep-
formulaic
we'll
that you could
yeah,
tell
we'll
whoever
just
was
keep it
most
like fucking
promiscuous.
kid friendly.
Yeah,
okay?
exactly.
Yeah.
So they come up there, and then, but before they come up, there's the lady that owns the cabin is supposed to open it up for them.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
And
Right.
yeah. And then
And
the
that's
old
the only
guy
reason why the sheriff was
Googles
there.
her.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she swerves off the road because she didn't want to hit a deer, and the car went off.
Well, you saw a sticker. It says,
See, that's what I say. That's what I meant by there's at least some slide. Like it says, would say a break for animals or something.
yes,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And that's what I mean. Like there's just cute little things like that
Yeah.
they didn't have to put in.
Because
And I like those little touches.
icy roads are no fun.
Yeah.
You guys wouldn't.
Well, we know.
maybe,
Yeah, you're right. Because we don't know what slick roads would possibly be like when they're covered in water, Peter.
Well, why
Oh,
would the
I've
We have
done
a
that too.
monopoly on
I have
slipping and
done-
sliding down the road.
I've done that too with water. That's not fun at all.
Hydroplaning.
Mhm.
Don't forget,
Wait, am
Florida
I
has,
remember?
Florida has the number one deaths for pedestrians being killed by vehicles.
Yeah.
So-
We are not designed to walk around in.
Do
No.
not go around cars. Here.
No, I'm not doing that. Did she make it home and then it killed her?
The first girl?
The woman that owned the
beginning.
house.
No,
She was in the cabin when it killed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so she made it home then.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
Who was the woman
no,
that cried? Wait, I'm mixing up.
All right, the
Who
very
was-
beginning of the movie, there's that woman who has I break for animals,
Right.
and then she goes to the house
Yeah,
before
'cause she was
Tiger
just gonna
shows
open
up.
up and
She was
warm
like, I
up
guess,
the house.
almost like I think like a what am I trying to say? Like a manager, a property manager. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Okay, so she made it to the house.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Made it
She
to
was
the
supposed
house.
to go. Yeah, she was supposed to go home. She called
Yes.
her husband or whatever, and
Right.
they told her, I can't. I probably have to spend the night because the car is in the.
That's
ditch."
right.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
And then the old guy, the creepy old guy, came in looky through the window.
That's
Yeah.
right,
And-
you creeper.
Yeah, and then tentacle action.
Terrible. Terrible.
The whole thing being related to his dad was just a ruse. Like he just used it to look in cabins around the place.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm here
I
to
would.
warn you. Are you
Yeah.
getting dressed?
Oh, it's like he
What,
gets
are you
caught,
in here?
he gets caught because like as soon as it's always the go-to line is, did I tell you the story about my papa?
Yeah.
These are tentacles.
It's followed me. It's that trauma stuff. I'm really upset. God, that's why I peep through your window.
He reminds me, there's another actor. You know, we've talked about like Buck Flowers a lot, how he's
Yep.
that one character in the back of like all
Yep.
movies. And he plays the same kind of
Wino,
guy.
drunk,
Yeah,
There's another
wino,
one-
hobo.
Right. But there's
drunken
someone else.
hobo.
I don't remember his name, but he has that same look, and he always plays like the crazy guy who's trying to warn everybody about the world is ending.
Yeah.
He's been in like 3 or 4 movies. It looked a lot like him, like the famous actor doing it, but he just didn't play out like that in the story. He just
Yeah.
kind of was a
No.
creeper being around
Yeah,
everywhere.
it was.
Yeah.
I think the mistake from and I
I
realized
actually wrote that down.
I
Old man
realized I'm-
sneaking around.
I'm trying to analyze the script for the Boogens. It's not lost to me that I'm doing that right now.
I know.
But I will say, had they set up more
Plot
clearly that character, what he was trying to do, and why, just like I think it's this weird thing that I think filmmakers or storytellers feel like if we hide this information, that creates suspense. It's like, no, it creates confusion.
Yeah, you can't.
Suspense
It's certain
is act-
information you can't hide.
Yeah. It's suspense is actually created because we, the audience, know something that the characters don't. So
Right.
you've got that whole like, go. He's right there. Like we know he's there.
That's
But
why you
they
say
don't
don't
know.
go in there.
Yes,
right? 'Cause you know something happened.
Pretty much.
Exactly. But they seem to act like when we don't know, we know less than the main characters. It's like, no, that's just, we're confused now. We're trying to figure it
Now
out.
we don't know what's happening.
Yeah, we don't know what the hell's happening. Exactly. Yeah.
And
so-
the other question I have another question.
Okay, go for it.
This creature doesn't clean up blood, right?
Oh,
Well, those
I wondered that as
tentacles,
well.
Well, we
tentacles-
don't know.
they wipe. They're like wipers. They wipe away they drinks up
But
all
they
the
didn't
blood.
do that. But it didn't do that when he killed. Yeah.
What was
Didn't
the
have
name?
time.
The dude under the
What was
truck.
the name? What was the name?
No, but it slid when it killed Jessica. It didn't clean her blood.
No, because
Well, they showed it. The
found
drag
blood.
marks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost like that was purely a plot device to
Yeah.
force the character to follow the blood. And without it,
no, Joel. That's no.
Oh.
It
You're
takes,
reaching.
it takes
You're
true
reaching.
film lovers to pick apart a 1981
Yes.
no budget
Yeah.
horror
Yeah.
movie with the
And
details.
the best
in
is
it.
there's every trope because she's trying to get away, and she throws a pan at it, and she throws a box at it. Like,
Oh, it's
oh,
great.
that's gonna.
Oh, that was the
help.
worst. That was
yeah. What are you doing? Why are
I
you
know.
throwing all these things?
But here's
why
another
didn't
question
the other-
for you. How
What?
big was it?
Right.
Because in some scenes,
Wow.
they made it out like it's
You
this
may
tiny.
its tentacles were like equal to his head, like reaching.
Right.
At other times, when it was around the corner and you kind of saw it in that little like Muppety look with its big eyes, it looked like it was like this big.
Hello.
Yeah.
So was it monster or was it?
And how is she locked in the house
Yeah, why didn't she? I mean,
when it never had problems opening the door before? But all of a sudden, she can't open the door.
It's almost like the plot required certain contrivances, and rather than
speaking of,
hiding them well.
Yeah.
Speaking of that too, let's stay on this character for a while. Her death, and she was taking a shower.
This
and
is
she
Michael.
wrapped-
This is Michael Crichton's ex-wife. You're speaking of.
Yes,
right now.
Dorothy Rowe from Sledgehammer.
Yeah.
She was wrapped in a towel, which
Had a
actually
towel around her.
came, which
That
actually
towel
came
was
loose.
impressive.
She
actually
was
got
tight.
loose.
She kept it on.
And I'll say, look, give this movie some credit for being an early '80s horror flick.
Yeah.
It was shockingly classy and reserved in the
True.
way. There's a little nudity and
True.
stuff like the one like love scene.
Little butt.
It was
Yeah,
short.
yeah, but the butt was played for laughs. I was trying to be
Right.
funny.
Yeah.
And it's like, but like they could have easily made it like super sleazy and like
Oh,
and then-
sure.
and the
They
fact
were
that
supposed-
I
they
was
were
like,
supposed
wow,
to
that
be
was
more-
shocking.
Yeah, there was supposed to be more nudity in it, actually.
But
What
they
did
were-
they rate it in
but
1981?
what I was,
It's R. It's R.
what I was
R.
going for, that towel, even though it does come loose at one point, like a mistake, but it's on tight. She gets killed. She gets dragged and
Yeah.
through the tunnels. And then
Yes.
when Trish finds her,
It's still
But they-
on.
Yeah.
it's still. I was
on.
like,
That's what
what?
I'm saying. Yeah,
Did
that was
they,
amazing.
did they
Yeah.
tack it on or what the hell?
Yeah.
The monster put it back on.
The
It's
monster-
like, oh,
yeah.
here you go.
Whoa,
Oh,
whoa,
no,
yeah, monster's like, I'm
no.
not
It
that
was
kind of monster.
respectful. At
It's
least it was
respectful monster.
respectful.
Like, hey, I'm not that kind of monster.
No,
Yeah,
I'll kill the lady.
I kill
I
you,
will
but I don't
not-
go any further
Yes.
than that lady.
Exactly.
So that was an impressive towel. That was grown onto her, basically.
And considering the pile of bones had no clothes, no shoes,
No.
no helmets,
It
you
ate
assume
everything.
the monster ate everything.
I will see that backs up my argument that it cleans up after itself.
Right.
It does. It cleans
What
up.
if it was putting the clothes up in a closet somewhere just in case it had a guest later on?
It takes them
I
down
was
to the
mad because that was the mine they closed. It was
Right.
takes
How
them
the hell
down,
did
it
that
takes them down to the local Goodwill, trade
Yeah.
them in.
No.
Yeah.
It's
For
a
surviving,
pro-conscious.
it's a lot of clothes.
It's a
It's
yeah.
envir-
It's a
it's an environmentally
conscious
conscious.
monster. Yeah, it's environmentally conscious.
That's why I'm so
monster.
pissed about the mines.
Exactly.
It all makes sense
And
now.
by the way, folks
Exactly.
listening and watching, only on Retro Movie Geek will you hear stuff like, "Oh, I took the clothes off the victims, cleaned it, put them
Yeah,
nicely
by the
in
way, what he's really, and let me just go add another layer to your explanation there, Peter.
Yeah.
What also is you're saying is this is the only place where you hear something that's stupid.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I was getting to that, but yeah, sure.
Hey, this is deep intellectual
Yes.
assessment.
That's right.
That's what it is. For
It's
sure.
always been like that. Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
sure.
That's why I didn't like it. That monster was too woke. It should have took all the clothes off all the women. Nudity everywhere.
Yeah. Daryl has his standards, damn it. All right. So here's the thing. I'm not gonna lie though. I actually do kind of like this movie. I legitimately did. All the
Son of a-
ridiculousness. That monster was just ridiculously dumb.
Yes.
But I don't know. I actually found the characters, despite the dog thing, I liked them. I like
Woof.
I guess what it was.
Even Jeff.
They could have very easily
I
been.
mean Roger. I mean.
Roger. Yeah.
I was like, who the fuck is
because
Jeff?
he even grew on me a little bit too, because he was like,
What?
they set him up as being your typical horn dog jerk guy, but then
Yeah, he hadn't had
as-
it for 12 days. God damn it,
But-
come live in my house.
I don't know, I found the character right before he died, like that whole lead up. I don't know, I liked that they gave them a little bit more than one dimension. Like there was something going on there. Like they had like jobs and lives and things were happening. It wasn't just
Yeah.
we are purely here to have sex. We are purely here to
they're
party. There was
three-dimensional
more going on.
I don't understand that. I don't get it.
Which a lot of movies go for that, right? It's just the easy setup of go to a cabin, spend a long weekend. No one's expecting you.
Yeah.
So there's, you got to fight for yourself. But
Yeah.
Mhm.
Plus, we've talked about this era, like because we don't get this really much at all, where like the heroes are like actually like kind of blue collar, just regular guys, like people.
Yeah.
They're just normal working people. They're not
Yeah.
just what I mean. Like they're just people who are just working a crap job. Like everyone can relate who's worked crap jobs. Like your boss saying, "Hey, you're gonna drive."
We're working one.
God knows
What
how
are you
you-
talking
All right.
But it doesn't give us much strength in the morality tale. We've talked about that before with a lot of these, that it's
Well,
supposed
they're
to be-
not moral. They're doing the do, not married.
I don't think that's what he was driving at. Go ahead, Jay.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, you don't feel you feel a little vindication when someone has been a jerk in a movie, and you know that they're going to get it, right?
Yeah.
Someone is the one who's been the a-hole, and you
Yeah.
know that they're going to get
If
eaten.
it's
and you're
set up
looking forward
that
to
way,
it.
yes, I agree with you. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but when it's more blue collar, people kind of connect with them, and it
Sure.
creates a different tone.
Oh, that's
right?
I'll argue it's the Alien thing, right? Because it's just 2 years after Alien. So
Oh, yeah.
Alien,
Yeah.
you care about all those. Even Brett and Parker, even though they're smart ass, that's why you love
they're
them.
working minimum
they're very
wages in
relatable.
space.
And but that's why you're scared for them, because you actually get that's the line. You either have to go what you're saying, which I agree with you. I love these sort of Tales from the Crypt. Somebody's just a total douchebag, like
You
the
get it.
creep show, the old rich Mr. Pratt. He's the super rich a-hole, and like all the bugs and everything. And I love that. Love it.
Well, none of these people are.
Comeuppance.
Yeah, none of these people.
But these people
are
don't need to
evil.
come up with no, not at all. So that's what I'm saying. I feel like this is more the Alien thing, where it's
even the minor, even
the old guys,
the
they're
dog,
just doing a job. They're just trying to do their job.
even the guy that owned the
even-
mines that wanted to open it, he's working. Like he's actually in the mine, so he's not rich.
I also like, but
you
there's
know.
a good example: the pool game with, as I keep forgetting the actress's name, but Michael Crichton's ex-wife.
With
her
Jessica.
I love that. I love the whole thing where it turns out she's totally a pool shark, and
Right.
they know it, but they're like, oh.
We would still play.
You know, it's messed up because I'm so used to creepy and terrible people in the world now.
Yeah.
When they kept saying, "Oh, don't leave, we'll drive you home," I kept thinking, "Oh
they
no,
didn't.
they're
But that's
gonna
what
do
I
I thought they
that."
were going to kill her.
Nothing.
I thought- because they said, "Give us a chance to win our money back."
Yes.
And I was like,
Yes.
You know what I love is that's not who they were. That's not who they were.
No, but
And I
that's
like
my
that.
thing. Like
So then when
she
they
comes out in
die,
the kitchen, she comes out in the kitchen and she's fine. Everything's
she's
fine.
totally fine. And that's what I
And her
love.
friends
That's
just left her. They're just
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, you're good."
Because let's be frank, like I'm just gonna guess too in 1981, you probably had a less of a mentality, like you're gonna be like some old couple of
it
guys
feels
taking her
like-
home.
You speak for yourself.
It feels like they're it feels
lived in
like
New
they're real
York.
people and they're actually
Well,
friends.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
They respect
maybe.
each other.
Yeah, there was
So-
that, and I really and when despite the one guy being an idiot by dying by going into the pond, like I actually like the one guy who, when the old guy shows up with the dynamite and the other guys in the
Yeah.
the
Oh
water,
yeah, in the mind with them. Yeah.
and like I legit, like honestly, it's fun. I think that was probably the only time I felt real tension. Like I didn't want, I was worried like the guy was going to set up and kill all of them or kill the one old miner guy. I felt bad for him. Like I was like, God, you didn't deserve this. You're just freaking doing. They're hiring
It's a movie where I
down
couldn't.
there and risk their effing life, and so I feel bad for the guy.
Yeah, it's the one movie where there's no bad guys.
Even the monster, because it turns out it's like a Gamera Muppet.
Yeah.
And
no,
it's
what?
forced out because of dynamite. Like what? It's not its fault. right?
Yeah. That's the other thing. If
Not
they
like
just left it
Tremors.
alone. Yeah, exactly. He wasn't doing anything. It's just,
There's actually, like you said, there's a little bit of humor in this, but it's not like funny haha.
no,
like
it's not a
that.
horror comedy.
There's a
Oh.
scene at the start where these two old the old miners are where they're going to dynamite, and he's figuring out the
yes, I like
the
that
length.
part.
Like,
Yeah,
you want to run or you
walk
want to
or you
walk? It was
walk?
like, walk. And then,
And
after,
then
after
he
a
liked
while,
it, and they turn and they look at it. And he goes, "How about we jog?"
jog.
Yeah, because as soon as he lit it, I said to my wife, "I was like, I'd run. I don't
Yeah.
care. I'm
Oh,
out way."
I would be out there before he lit it.
Casually stroll away from.
But I
lit
can
dynamite.
see,
Yeah,
I can see a
no.
couple of people who've done this job their whole life, like it's their
Yeah.
whole adult life. That's what they
Yeah.
do. You try to get blasé, probably about
Yeah.
Well, we
safety
used to throw
protocols.
M80s, so I was dumb too. We used to in New York. We used to take those M80s, which could blow up a pipe.
Yeah, they
We
could.
had
They
to
were,
hold
that's like
them.
weren't they like part of like a quarter stick of dynamite?
Yeah, they were about
The original
this
ones,
big,
yeah.
and then they were about this big.
They would take
and
your hand
We
off.
would take them, and we would hold them until it got close to
Oh,
going,
that's
and
so
then we would throw it.
Yeah.
That's so dumb.
And there were times when we threw it mid-air, it would blow.
Ooh,
Yeah. And we would be in the pipe.
that's
Before
a
they
good.
put
That's
the
a good way to look like.
Stupidity.
Yeah, to be like that.
Well, let me tell you the other
no,
dumb
no.
things we did.
talking about.
Yeah.
We used to throw the M80s inside the metal pipes, like
Ooh.
before they would put them in the street, right? We would be
Shrapnel?
inside the metal pipe. Well, it wouldn't blow the pipe because these were the big round. ones that were going
But it
in.
would echo loud.
But the sound
Yeah.
would be so
It'll make
loud.
your ears bleed.
We could have blown our eardrums,
Yeah.
but we
Your
were,
kids.
we were smart
Nobody
kids.
knows.
the last
back
feral
then.
generation we are.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
Why
Indeed.
are we still alive?
I remember my friends and I shooting
I don't
BB
know.
guns at each other in the woods.
And do
Well,
miners really,
sure.
like, whip out a lighter to light a fuse. I mean, even back in the 80s, even back in
Yeah, we used a
used, like,
cigar.
They would have used a match.
No, we used cigars.
right. It felt like he was just gonna
10-year-olds.
That'd have been funny.
You know what? When we going back to the likable characters, even the Roger character, the horny one,
Yes.
he actually shows.
He started off not likable,
yeah,
but then he
and then,
became more likable.
Yeah, and then he had to get up and get an early start. He went
That's
home.
why I think he was very relatable with the whole like having to go work this.
Right.
Yeah, it made him more, and then the whole, and then he can't get sleep because, and then the bed collapses on him, which seemed like an accident they just kept. That seemed like probably didn't happen on purpose.
Cheap old brass bed that they just had on the set. Yeah. So that is why I don't know if I've convinced anybody other than myself. I actually would argue that's what I liked about it, was that the characters actually became far more likable and three-dimensional than I thought they would be in a movie like this.
Yeah.
And the fact that I love the sound that the creature makes, so that was super creepy.
That is terrifying.
But I do say that honestly, if the monster had even not been shown at all, or just barely, or in the dark,
I preferred it not be.
Not at all, If it looked like Pumpkinhead or something, that would have been freaking amazing. This movie would be like top tier. But then again, we probably would not be covering it in our mostly forgotten.
Probably
that
not.
is true.
It'd probably be a little more remembered had the monster been more effect. So
more people talk about Pumpkinhead than
yeah.
Well, if they had just did a thing where it was one monster but had multiple, but it was a bigger monster that had multiple. So it was stuck in that one spot, so it would just kill in the one spot. You wouldn't have to worry about all that other stuff.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
So
we're trying to save them. They need to. Let's go back in time and fix this.
So Daryl,
what
did it hold up for you?
It didn't hold up when they did it in the first place. I mean, it's a delightful film in terms of. I like all the people. Rebecca Balding, I always had a love for her because I remember from Soap and other things.
She carries that. Was it the Dorothy Hamill haircut? Is that what they used to call it?
Oh my god!
Yeah. She carries that very well.
But you like them as a person, like it's a
she's very likable.
Like them as a person. I mean, besides being terrible to a dog, other than that. Neglectful.
I am a massive dog person, but Tiger was a little bit of an a-hole. Let's be frank.
Well, you got a poodle. Poodles do that.
No, it's a Bichon Frise. It's a Bichon Frise.
Bichon Frise.
But I like the people more than I like the movie.
That makes sense.
That works. I mean, I've seen plenty of movies like that. So,
all right, Peter.
Yes.
I know you hated this, like you hate all movies.
You better say you hate it. God damn it. I swear to God, you better say you hate it.
You know what? I enjoyed every fucking minute of this movie. It was so much. Again, it's set the scene when you see the scenery of the snowy mountain, it looked really beautiful and cold as hell. Well, not cold as hell, because I imagine hell's not very cold.
You know.
Depends on what you've done, I guess.
Yeah, what you do.
Have you ever been to Sweden, Peter?
Oh, look, the dead guy gives you.
That's the Swedish peace symbol.
Yes, that is.
Sure. No, I enjoyed the hell out of this movie. I thought it was a really good movie. And you end up liking the characters more than you think from the start of the movie, and then. As laughable as that creature is, there's still, I don't know, that sound is just terrifying. So I am gonna buy this actually on Blu-ray.
Yeah,
so.
I think I will own it as well. I bought Alone in the Dark. I had Fade to Black.
Yes.
And
you two are crazy.
Dead and Buried, I don't have. I need to get Dead and Buried still, but I will buy it.
We established that I bought that 10 years before I actually.
Yeah, I know, it's hilarious. Does the Kino Lorber have extras? I love when there's like good special features.
What for this, the Boogens?
Yeah.
I think I read that there is a bunch of extras on it.
Okay,
so that's
cool.
Commentary would be neat.
Yeah, it would be cool. I'd love
a movie. It elevates movies like this. Having
you get a tentacle or something. You get.
I'd like a tentacle.
So
nice.
That
would be kind of neat to have.
Well, I think we already know how I feel about this movie. Obviously, I like quite a bit. Right, the Muppets. So I saved the best old school podcaster extraordinaire for last.
What did Jay think?
You know I love cheese. You
Yeah,
know,
I was just gonna say it.
some of the
Stank it,
other people would consider the worst movie, but I love
Ega,
it. Yes,
one of them.
it is.
Mm.
Ega's a classic.
It
I like parts of it, and I agree with you on all the stuff that you like. The characters were good. The acting I noted was pretty decent. You know, it was actually for the writing.
Yeah.
But it felt like it lost me in the pacing and the energy. It was just so slow. Like if I watched this movie at night, I would fall asleep to it.
Yes,
if I wasn't.
it was a little
Yep.
yeah.
But I would watch parts of it. I'd own it, you know, just to throw it on in the background to use it. But it took so long to get to the monster or any of the action. Like really the last 10% of the movie or less was that. And I'd rather they had extended that, maybe put more about what's happening at the town or showed up, you know, the other people getting killed or something.
that could have been more like if you read the back of that VHS that I just read, you would be sort of disappointed because none of the townspeople actually die.
Right.
Yeah. The body
don't
count
count
is
the
really
first
low. It's pretty much just our main group.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
So,
And one of the unforgivable sins for me in a cheesy movie is slow pacing. If it's just slow, it's hard for me to engage. I'm just not as likely to watch it. But you know, I watch things like Giant Gila Monster and Black Spider Attacking Mexico. So yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
that's actually a title I need to search out, to be honest.
Well, then we have all said our piece on that one, and of course, this is as we record. Well, not as we record this, but as this drops, it is Halloween.
Yes.
So I'm glad that we could do this, and I don't know if you did it on purpuse, Jay, but your shirt has an orange hue to it. So
Yes, I was trying to be a little Halloween.
I know. I'm
Wow.
very impressed. That's very good.
Ready?
Yes,
There you go.
his impression of a pumpkin.
Nice.
Yep. See?
I got Daryl laugh.
Drinking orange drinky.
Yeah, Peter is drinking some strange booze that's also orange.
No.
Yeah, what the hell is that?
Whose
Just
blood are
orange.
you drinking?
Yeah, I know.
Jeez.
My God.
Ugh.
I'll never tell.
Oh, you know what I just missed in Sleepwalkers? When she stabs the cop with the ear of corn in the back, it says, "No vegetables, no dessert."
Oh my God.
That's a great line, and I love it. And then she bites Ron Perlman's fingers off. Spoiler alert. All right, so
How do we
I
get
guess then this will wrap up.
Yes.
Spooky Flix Fest, actually.
Yeah.
It's so weird to say that. And Jay, you may be like, no, I don't want anyone to find me. That's why I avoid even talking to you guys as much as humanly possible. No, do you want every place you want people to find you, your work, etc.?
Yeah. So biggest thing is visit my Etsy shop. As you see, I'm also a nature
Look
photographer
behind
and
them.
artist.
Yep.
I do all kinds of cool stuff. It's just called Jason Grooms Photography. I have all kinds of stuff there, but I'm also going through, and Peter knows this. I tried to create a couple years ago a list of all sci-fi movies from 1950 to 1950.
Yeah.
And I'm up to about 230 that exist that I could find. I had some, it has to be released in the US at some point. There have to be certain parameters, but I'm at about 120. So what I'm going to do is go back and start writing and recording some reviews of all of these and try and make a 1950s compendium of all sci-fi.
Nice.
Are you gonna do it on like Letterboxd or something like that? Or are you just gonna have like a?
Well, I've written a bunch of them, so I'm if I can find the time, I want to do a video or a podcast or something. But
cool.
I'm still working that out. So
Yeah.
TBD.
Video shop.
Oh,
I know some people who have.
You
some
do?
YouTube
Who do you
platforms.
know?
These weird guys that like
whatever.
watching Sleepwalkers.
Yeah.
you mean weird guy?
That's not plural. Daryl
Wow.
wants you to know it's a singular
Come on,
statement.
Daryl.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, Hard Edge.
Yes. What about it?
Come on.
What?
I saw the
Oh.
trailer.
Oh, okay. Should I premiere the trailer here? I was gonna wait and like show it. I was gonna put it as a separate video on
Okay.
on the channel,
Tease it.
but okay. So that's what it is. I'll tease it. That's what I'll do.
Just tease
So,
it. Yes.
The trailer for my buddy Rick Patterson,
Yes.
great guy. He's been on the show actually. In fact, we haven't recorded it yet, but he'll be on.
You saw him on the
he
previous
was on the episode prior to this one.
Yes.
Just saw him. Yeah.
You saw him last Wednesday. He was on that episode.
I thought we were
Visiting hours.
Oh.
And but yeah, he did a shot on video action crime movie in 1993, a feature length movie with his friends out in Alameda, California, so
Okay.
Northern California,
Yeah.
and I am Jay, I know this shocks you to no end to know. I am and have become an even bigger, massive fan of shot on video.
Oh yeah,
movie. It's like horror, anything, but,
like
but any movie, I don't any genre.
Or
For
no,
I love it.
everything.
Oh come on, but minus that, you weirdo. By the way, I love that I called you a weirdo, and I'm sitting here watching Sleepwalkers.
Exactly.
Let's just step back from the irony of that statement.
Yeah, I love it. Love it.
But,
I'm waiting for you to shoot on Super 8. Honestly,
It's coming.
yes. So but
Super 7.
So Rick showed me, he goes, yeah, I got this shot on video movie I did. He goes, I have it. I'm trying to clean it up, everything. I put this trailer together. He shows it to me. And I was like, oh, dear Lord, yes, I must see this. And then he's like, hey, do you think Errol would do voiceover for me? And I was like, yes, he will, or I will bug the crap out of him.
Who that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't say it was you. I just some guy named Daryl.
Oh.
Yeah. And so the trailer, I will put the trailer on the Mom Hut Video Shop channel because Rick has asked me to be a producer on this, sort of like a post producer. I'm going to help him. We're working on we're either going to self-distribute it or see if anybody will put, because there's all these like boutique labels and things that pop that'll do shot
I
on
want
video
my
stuff.
own dressing room. I'm telling you that now.
I told him my dream.
Only brown M&Ms.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with Lunch Meat VHS. Peter, I'm sure you are, right? But
Well,
yeah. So Lunch Meat actually puts out movies, like new ones and old ones, on VHS, and they'll do like a short, like a limited edition run. They're awesome. I bought like 10 movies from them in the last year, and all kinds of stuff. Some of them are newer indie things, no budget things. Some of them are old school. My favorite is Hawk Jones. Have you ever heard of Hawk Jones?
No.
Oh, hold on. Hold on. I have to show you the cover.
He's so excited.
I know he is so excited.
Joel, headphones.
Don't rip your cord.
Turn your mic off if you're going in the bathroom.
No. Here we go. Okay, ready? So the tagline is the movie with the kids in it. That is Hawk. It's nothing but children in a cop act. There it is. Yep, and I have it on VHS, and it works. It is, dude. It is so.
The movie with the kids in it.
Wait. Look at the cover. Look at the back of this. The kid's got like a freaking real. It looks like a real machine gun or something.
Wow, boys and girls.
Dude, it is amazing. It's a 1985 independent micro budget. It is, and like the kid is great. Like he's this little kid. He's so cute. He like he gives off like Gary Coleman vibes. He's really tiny when Gary Coleman was like on the Jeffersons or something, really young. And he's like this hardened cop. It's
at like 10. Oh my God, this company has a movie called Bathtub Shark Attack.
Oh yeah, yes, yeah, that just came out. That's a new movie though. That's a new movie.
I must have that.
Yeah, I actually I follow the guy on Instagram who did the score for it. The score is actually really cool. He does a lot of synth 80s scores.
Bathtub Shark Attack.
Yes.
Okay.
They did the score for it. Yeah, but they'll put this. This is an 80s movie. They put out new stuff like Bathtub Shark Attack, Lunch Meat rules. So what my dream would be was for Rick would be to get Hard Edge on a Lunch Meat VHS release. But I told him worst case scenario, we'll just do it ourselves because honestly, I just want to be involved with something so that I can say, I helped put this into the world and I've got like a VHS
producer credit on a VHS.
VHS. I will be a happy camper. I will be a happy camper.
Why not?
I've
seen the trailer for Hard Edge. I want to watch this,
and I don't want to blow smoke up people's butts, but I'll just say, whoever they got to do the voiceover work did a great job.
Hell of a guy.
Yeah,
for an amateur.
For an amateur.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, and what's great is because it's in the early 90s. It gets shot on VHS and all that stuff. Yeah. And by the way, I get the VHS and shot on video is totally an acquired taste. I get that, but I have that taste, so there you go. Or maybe somebody would say the lack thereof, but I love it. So yeah,
but you do like Scream. I mean,
hey, but I don't know where I was going with that thought. Thank you, Pete. Thank you, Daryl.
You're welcome.
You're derailing me.
You're
Damn
welcome.
it.
Filmed on video is an acquired taste.
Yes.
Yeah, I lost it. I'm old now.
You think this is a good one? You like this movie?
Yes.
Yeah. So Hawk Jones, not Hawk Jones.
Not Hawk.
Hard Edge.
Hard Edge.
Yes.
So I will be putting Hawk Tua.
Oh my God. Let's spit on that thing.
Oh my gosh. What is that?
That Joel froze like that.
Yep.
He made my camera stop working.
I lost him. I lost my internet connection. I have to fix that. Okay.
You broke the internet.
Back. I know.
Your freeze was perfect though.
It
Because
was.
you were bent over laughing.
Yeah,
and it froze you.
Hawk Tui spit on that thing.
That's hilarious. Yeah. Okay.
That's the
So
sequel.
Hard Edge, the trailer, it's really it's a trailer I'll put out. But it's a lot of fun. Like I said, early '90s. There's great because a lot of the scenes take place in an old like a video store from that era that he had access to. So it's fun to see that. What's that?
It'll be on Mom and Pop.
Yep. I asked Rick. He said I could put out Mom and Pop.
November?
Show it. Yeah, in November. That's what I'm planning on doing. Yep. So I will put that out. So check that out.
That would be weird otherwise.
Fair enough. Peter.
Yes, sir.
Where can they find you? I mixed it up instead of I always go to you last, but I figured I'd mix it up.
You do? Yeah, maybe you do. Yeah. They can find me here. Retro Movie Geek.
In the snow.
Well,
not yet. Not yet.
Around him.
Don't want that. Don't want that.
Retro Movie Geek, or they can go to Tear on the Tube with Joel and Allison, where we look at made-for-TV movies from 70s and 80s, and twice now from the 90s. Even though Joel would wish it was still one.
Yeah, because that second one was rough, bro. That was rough. It was an Ali Sheedy movie. I should have loved it, but no.
Yeah, it was that Seacliff Inn one, right?
Yeah, it was real. You were talking about boring, Jay. You would have. You would have gone into a coma with your boredom. It was so boring.
Even the lovemaking scene was like, oh, come on, really, really.
Yeah.
So yeah, they can find me there, and occasionally it's been a while now, and we do talk about recording episodes, but on Hugh's podcast, The Undead Wookiee. So that's basically where they can find me, or here on Mom and Pop, they can see me.
Cool. Daryl. Oh, sorry, Big Willie.
Oh, yes.
You can find Big Willie. You can find me you go to Taylor Network podcast.wordpress.com for the site. You can I have a bunch of websites. I have a bunch of podcasts.
OnlyFans.
Nothing's on for nothing's on for movies and TV and silly. We're silly at that. I do it with the comedian Donnie Salvo. So check that out. Walking Dead, the Daryl Dixon show is coming back. So I'll be
today, right? As we record
tonight this recording, which kind of fits.
Actually, of all the spinoffs, that's the one I've actually liked the most. I did the one with Michonne and Rick grew on me.
I like that one.
I grew on me. By the end of it, I liked it. But
look up the Walking Dead TV podcast, and we cover all the related to the Walking Dead TV shows. So we have a lot of fun doing that. So check that out. And I guess that's it. You can find me on
you only mentioned
on Instagram, Daryl Taylor on Instagram
on the Grams.
On the Grams, or you'll find me there.
Okay. Well, when I'm not enjoying Hawk Jones on VHS hey, these are children, you weirdo. Lunch Meat VHS. Thank you for this. They're not a sponsor, but I'm always happy to give them a shout out. So when I'm not watching that, then I am here with you schlubs, although not really because we haven't done one in a while. No, really, this has got to stop. So we are planning after probably definitely, I guess we're at least going to do one episode in November. Is that what we agreed to? And then one in December?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
We're not doing Christmas? We're not doing the Christmas thing?
December. I just said December.
December is December, man. It's Christmas. We'll find
I want fucked up families for the holiday.
Oh yeah, I know you love that.
You got Bad Santa, okay?
Oh yeah, we did do bad. We haven't done Bad Santa 2.
No, but I think it's too new.
I don't. You know what? I'm beginning to think, does that rule even matter anymore?
Really?
You were a stickler for the rule before.
I know.
What?
Yeah, we got crap when you.
Wow.
For a decade.
Over there.
I know.
Just
the sometimes retro movie geek.
You're old. It's retro for me.
Yeah. So be sure to check out this show, obviously. And Tear on the Tube, as Peter said, all of that is on the Mom and Pop Video Shop on YouTube, where I also do every Monday. We got a review with my good buddy and partner in crime, Tyson. We review actually all kinds of movies that were not all of them retro. The most have been up to this point.
Well, yes.
So we can do that. We're gonna actually, as we recorded this, we've already done it. We're doing a live stream. In mid-October. Doesn't help us now because it's already passed.
Exactly.
So never mind. But all that in, of course, Jay the Dead's new horror movies. I am on there from time to time.
Yes.
Do my horror lagoons where I'm intentionally putting more and more shot on video horror discussion in there to
movies made for
Jay's Lament
35 or something.
Right.
What's that?
Yeah. Movie is made for $1.35.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
The best kind.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
So,
right.
You'll
well then,
pour your way through the script.
yes, and then I guess happy Halloween to everyone and all.
Yes.
And
Halloween.
any final words or thoughts?
Oh, I could tell the joke I did last year,
Which was?
Dark humor is like a kid with cancer. Never gets old.
Wow.
Oh. And then he froze too.
The worst
Then
part is
he
I should have
froze.
remembered that.
You
instead of
should.
We tried to not think about it.
I literally think I blocked it out.
We
because
did.
it's the worst.
There it is. Someone
We
dynamited
did.
it back open.
It's this damn thing.
Oh my god.
Man.
Okay,
So,
happy Halloween,
yeah.
everybody. On that note, now that I'm depressed,
Hey.
thank
Why are you
I blame Daryl. Thanks, Peter. I said thanks, Daryl.
Yeah. Why are you blaming the black guy? I didn't do the cancer joke. Why the black guy got to do the cancer joke?
I'm so used to being the one who makes me.
I
go,
do the
"Oh,
listen. I
Mission
do the
accomplished.
uncomfortable race jokes.
Okay,
He
that's
does
fair.
the cancer jokes.
That's
Get it
true.
right.
That's true.
That's Richard
right.
Jones.
Thank you for listening. Get all the spookiness you can handle this October by subscribing to Mom and Pop Video Shop on YouTube. You can also find Retro Movie Geek on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you dig up your podcasts. The eerie music you heard at the beginning and end of this episode was provided courtesy of Ed and Gavin and their band Midnight Syndicate. We want to thank them for the use of music from their album, The Brimstone Club. Want to sink your unkept and bloody claws into this and all of Midnight Syndicate's beautifully macabre music? Then go to midnightsyndicate.com. And remember, spooky is as spooky does.